Shalom, 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 laha alahayim, peace to the gods. Nawathan call, halalim la, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Hakwadash, giving all praises to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, in the name of Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone, GMS, who do who well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David, scattered abroad. Lord willing, this is going to be edifying unto the elect. Coming through with a quick hit, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Um, you know, the scriptures say, you shall talk to them with stammering lips. You look up the word stammering, it means to mock, it means mocking. So we have fun with this thing, as you can see, the thumbnail's got this bird, and the topic of this video is called Bird Chest Israelites. All right. And these bird chest Israelites are those men and women that come into this truth and then try to think as if they know it all or they know more, all right, than those who have came before them with much experience and much studiousness, scholarship in the scriptures, man. All right. We are at a time now where we can look up things very easily, but there has been men who has been so diligent that have been for more than 1 decade, more than 2 decades, more than 3 decades, been doing what we've been doing. All right. Without the internet, going to libraries, searching up secular books, historical books, biblical, what would you call it? Primary and secondary sources, all right, putting out hours of their time on end, all right, through prayer, all right, in spirit and in truth, to make sure that they teach the correct doctrine under the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, so there's a thing right now that's going on, all right, referring to people in the truth and supposedly were following the true leaders and elders of all Israel, which happened to be the elders of GMS, all right, Elder Apostle Tahar on down to Gabar, to Racha, Ya'ala, to Arayim Lab, and the rest of the bishops of the main camp and of Connecticut of Great Millstone, who have been doing this thing since the old school, all right, since the rushing of water of wisdom after the Cornelius Council, okay, showing you that Yahweh Shah was supping with them, all right, unto the actual specific nature that the Lord has with his people, man. Okay. I'm not going, that's not the main topic, but the topic is that now, the Most High is sifting, all right? And I'm gonna get a couple precepts, and I said it's gonna be a quick hit, and then we're gonna leave it at that. All right, so I'm gonna start off with this, and as you can see, all right, again with my topic, bird chest Israelites. I know if you remember, at least when I was young, all right, you start doing a couple little push-ups, you know what I mean? You starting to hit 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. You see what I'm saying? You forming some uh, pectoral muscles in your chest, and your grandmother, my abuela, my Panamanian side, or you got the little bird chest now, huh? You feel me? You sticking out, you walking around like you a man out here. You feel me? And you haven't even been through puberty yet, so to speak, because the hormones are starting to manifest themselves, right? Where you really don't even have that type of man strength yet. You see what I'm saying? So I'm using this as, bird chest. And there's a scripture that we can use that accentuates what I'm trying to portray here. So notice, and we're in the book of First Corinthians chapter 8, and they give this a description or breakdown saying, take care with your liberty. See, so The fact that we have liberty, meaning freedom in Yahweh Shai, all right, which means which is the grace. The Most High gave us grace in order to rehearse the righteous acts. All right, if you're the elect, He winks upon you know your prior ignorance. All right, and He's going to blot out the transgressions of the elect. All right, and eventually all Israel. But you don't use that to sin. You don't use that to think yourself highly. All right, because those that exalt themselves shall be abased, and those that humble themselves shall be exalted. Right. So verse 1, the point is in verse 2, but we're going to read it down to verse 4. All right, and it reads, now as touching things offered unto idols, because you got to remember, Paul was talking to the Israelite foreigners in the land of Corinth. All right, these Gentiles, which were actually Israelites. Okay, and they were a big congregation or ecclesia, assembly of Israelites, a church. All right, that was constantly in idolatry. All right, a fornication. All right, spiritual fornication, adultery, because we're supposed to be married. All right, in the spirit to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, which means we're in full submission as a woman's supposed to be unto their man, right? And we're not supposed to be going off or going a whoring. All right. So it goes on to read, we know that we have all knowledge, right? Because through the Holy Spirit, the Most High has given us what is sufficient to endure until salvation. All right, which is being delivered in this time from the wrath of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, specifically here in Babylon, us being beamed up into them chariots, all right, while the third war, World War III, the war to end all wars, gets finalized through them nuclear, thermonuclear equipped hypersonic intercontinental ballistic missiles. But here's the point, right? Knowledge puffeth up. Okay. So when it says knowledge puffeth up, you come into the truth. Oh, we are Israelite. We above all nations upon the face of the earth. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Right? Oh, these other Israelites that's in the truth, they don't get what I get. You because you're watching the elders and the brothers of Great Millstone. You can get, Deuteronomy 21 and 22, the so-called the law of consequences regarding rape in the ancient world. You get the speckled bird brothers as far as looking like other nations because we've been scattered amongst other people. You get reincarnation in the scriptures, right? So on and so forth, right? So you feel a little I don't want to say cocky, but confident that the Most High is dealing with you, right? Because the Spirit has given you that knowledge. It's a gift. Faith is a gift, right? So it says, knowledge puffeth up, right? The bird chest. You got the bird chest because you got knowledge. But charity edifies. See, so it's all about, and you're supposed to edify means to build. So you're supposed to build people in the correct doctrine. All right. You cannot build unless there be a foundation. Our foundation starts with a cornerstone, and the scriptures say the cornerstone is Yahweh Shai. All right. Now we're going to get another scripture, all right, where it says, and I'm going to go back to First Corinthians. This is, well, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. It says, for if he that cometh preacheth another Yahweh Shai, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit whom ye had not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. All right. So the point is that there's going to be people just like back then, all right, that is going to be preaching another gospel, another news, good news, another spirit, all right, to have another spirit that is preaching another Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai came to teach a certain specific gospel. That's why he said, when this gospel is preached to the four corners of the earth, then the Son of Man shall come. All right, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so Yahweh Shai knew through the Spirit, because The testimony of him, of Yahweh Shah, is the spirit of prophecy anyway. All right. So he knew that there was going to be other gospels preached out there. For many false prophets and false anointeds, Christ shall arise. All right. So now let's go back to First Corinthians chapter 8, verse 1. So charity edifieth, and in the spirit, charity is giving out, all right, teaching, going out there and teaching for free. You doing it through the genuineness and the kindness of your heart. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, show the children of Jacob their sins, right? The sons of Jacob their sins, right? All right, verse 2. So it says, if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. You see what I'm saying? So this thing is not about the knowledge. Yes, we wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of thy times, but it's really about the predestination of the elect anyway. So if you have the elect, the Most High is going to give you the correct knowledge anyway. But you're going to be in a spirit knowing that it's not the your own knowledge, all right, that is going to save you. It's the grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So you can't say, well, the fact that you got to thank the Most High for giving you this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. But you have to know that your thoughts aren't his thoughts. All right. So try to add things into the gospel or take away things from the gospel, man, to think that you know better than those that you have gotten taught from. You know what I mean? Yeah, because this whole gospel has been taught before us, man. We go into other men's labors. All right. The name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shah was taught to us. All right. The fact that Yahweh Shah came for only Israelites was taught to us. All right. The fact that the Most High is really only dealing with the elect was taught to us. So on and so forth, man. All right. Verse 3, but if any man love Yahweh, the same is known of him. Right. So we know the ones that love the Most High because Yahweh Shah said, if you love me, keep my commandments. And his commandments was to feed his sheep. So are you going to feed the sheep fucking the little sheep babies or something? Like, you know what I mean? No, you're going to feed them the grass that is green, in the valleys and so, like a real shepherd, man. You see what I'm saying? You're going to feed them food that is designed and specific for them. You feel me? So you not feeding them correct food, spiritual food, all right? You're not going to be known that the love of the Most High is not in you because you're teaching what you want to teach. You see what I'm saying? You are leaning upon your own understanding, and that is going completely off. All right. So we're going to continue going on. Verse 4, as concerning, well, yeah, so I guess verse 4 wasn't it, but that was it right there. All right, so now let's go to Amos 9 and 9. That's what it is. Amos 9 9. Because you got people right here talking that we are already in the new covenant. Okay, you got people out here saying that they're King David, or King David is still here, and so on and so forth, putting out all these, but then still claim to be giving double honors to the elders, or now they switching it, double honors to somebody else, or to all the elders, that do that's why the scriptures say double honors to the elders that rule well. They're not ruling over you well if they're not teaching you the correct doctrine. Okay, because there's a proverb that basically goes, roughly paraphrasing here, as the people, as the king, so is the people. So if the king is wicked, so to speak, the ruler is wicked, the people is wicked too. This is why you have to make sure through the spirit lead you, if it's of your predestination to follow, because Yahweh Shah said, my flock hear my voice, man. And we hear the voice of Yahweh Shah through certain men because it's truth. All right. And Revelation says, for his words are faithful and true. Okay. So you saying we in the new covenant, when in Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31 through 33, it says that he's going to give us a new covenant to the house of Judah and the house of Israel, right? not as the covenant that he made us with before, walking, with their hand. I'm roughly paraphrasing here, going off the dome real quick, but um, shall give you basically a new heart, right? That will have the laws in your inward parts, right? And you shall no more, this is the point, teach men, know the Lord, for they shall all know the Lord. So, how can we be in that new covenant if we ourselves, one, didn't get that new heart yet because we're dying daily? All right. We are transforming, and remember, heart is mind, lob in the scriptures, in the Hebrew. We are in what is Romans, all right. Uh, do not conform into this world, but be transformed by um by the renewing of your mind. You see? So how are we in the new covenant if we have to renew our mind through the spirit, through prayer daily, every morning? You see what I'm saying? Praying the Lord's Prayer. You see what I'm saying? So it don't make, so you got bird chest Israelites out here that's thinking that they on a whole different level. All right. And really that's a prideful spirit, man. And pride, we all know this, pride goes before destruction, for a fall. All right. So this is Amos 9 and 9, and it says, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Now, look, back when Amos was prophesying against the people, all right, was Israel scattered into all nations? No, man. Okay. You know, uh, the falling away didn't even come yet. Us going into the wilderness in Africa, in the land of Ham, all right, so on and so forth, going into the Far East and other places. So this is how you know it wasn't talking about then; it's actually talking about now. All right, like as corn is sifted in the sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All right, so the grain would be what? The elect. Okay, so the Most High is sifting the house of Israel, just like how back in the day you would sift and all of the chaff, right, would fall down. Or I like the better example because it's basically the same process, in Ghana or whatever. And they do it over here too. Back in the day during the gold rush, you would take the little sifter and you would go in the rivers and you would get the water and there's mud under the water and you would shake it and you would look for the gold nuggets and everything else would fall out. So not the least grain is going to fall upon. That's the stuff that you eat. That's the stuff that's valuable. You see? So the stuff that's valuable unto the Most High in this time period, which is the elect, is not going to be sifted out. But those that are not of the elect is going to be sifted out. This is just like Yahweh Shai when it says the kingdom of heaven is likened into a net. You're going to catch good fish and you're going to catch bad fish, but you're going to throw the bad fish back out into the world. All right. So that's the point on that. All right. So, you know, at this point, the Most High is showing and at an all-time high the sifting that is going on right now as far as revealing. Matter of fact, I'll do that as the last verse. We're gonna do. We're gonna go to the New Testament now. Um, let's do this first. We'll do the week. Yes. Now we know on a physical level what this is talking about. I wanted to get that one, but I feel like this one will be more edifying. Yahweh Shah teaches in parables, right? So tares among wheat. All right. So once we understand this, the true understanding of this is the devil, right? That sowed tares amongst the wheat. And we know the devil is a so-called white man, all right, based on his characteristics, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. And he actually did sow his real seed, all right, the white man now, uh, into Israel. So we can't use physical description. This is why Yahushua said, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. You have to try the spirit by the spirit. But I'm using this now on a spiritual level amongst those that are in the truth, man. Those that claim to be a part of this thing, but they're really a tear. They're not valuable. The wheat is what's valuable. That's what you can eat. All right, but yet they look similar. So there's men that look like they doing the work, look like that they're a part of this ministry. All right, but they're actually doing it for other reasons, for fame, for filthy lucre's sake. All right, for ego, so whatever it may be. So this is Matthew chapter 13, verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened to a man which sowed good seed in the field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the household that came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? All right. So, like I said before, on a physical note, you got your chocolate covered Edomites, people that look like they Israel, but they actually, their forefathers go back to Esau, Edom. But on a spiritual note, people that came into this thing, but then, people are teaching different doctrines. You see what I'm saying? They're bearing different fruit, and you could judge a tree by the fruit it bears. So the fruit that you're teaching is another Yahweh Shai, another gospel, have another spirit. All right, we know you're not a good tree. You're not a good tree. Yeah, you know. Verse 28. He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest, and the harvest is the end of the world, as he breaks it down in further chapters. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Okay, and that barn is going to be them chariots. All right, a safe place. All right, amongst the reapers, which would be the destroyer angels. Okay. Um, and you could also use the spirit that will be in these missiles that destroy America. All right. Gather ye together first the tears. You see what I'm saying? So the Mosai, he's showing the tears, but they're growing together. You see what I'm saying? As far as um, the elect teaching the good things and people that was now they wanting to do their own thing and this and that and the third because it has to be a complete division. You remember Yahweh said, think that I've come to send peace upon earth? Nay, yet rather division. So that's spiritual and that is righteous that the Most High is actually divided. See, people want this unification. No, there has to be a clear cut difference between the elect, the 1/3, and 2/3 of the wicked of our own people. Okay, whether in the truth or out of the truth. Okay, so right now we're seeing through the spirit as we as the harvest is coming very close, the end of the world, end of this age of Esau's rulership, that through the spirit the Most High is gathering the tares together, and that's actually spiritual because in Isaiah, what chapter 30, 34, I want to say, it says, by his spirit shall he gather them, talking about the elect on the right hand side. So on the left hand side, he, through a different spirit, he's gathering up the tares, those that think that they're teaching the correct thing and going against those that are in authority over them and trying to teach something contrary to the original doctrine. All right. And the Mosai is binding them together to eventually burn them, right? When the lake of fire comes upon Babylon the Great, nuclear destruction upon America. All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna leave it at that. It was a quick hit through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. We're not supposed to be bird chest Israelites. All right. We can't let this knowledge puff ourselves up, man. We can't exalt ourselves not only above our elders that we learn from, but Yahweh Shai, man. All right. As if we know it all. You know what I mean? Let every man be a lie, but let Yahweh Bashem Yahushua be true. All right. Again, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. Until the next time, I'm going to say Shalom.